FNAF Sister Location. Hello everyone! Welcome to this video. In this video I'll be reacting to one of the early uploads from the YouTube channel The Game Theorists. I'm a huge fan of their work and hope that you will like this video as well. This video came out in year 2016, so I think it's around 5 years ago. Let's start.
When it gets dark, they will awaken. The children's spirits will rise. Okay.
Immediately, within the first few seconds, I can tell that it's going to be a dark episode. So, viewer discretion is advised. So sorry.
They will kill you. I'll just walk out in the morning, stepping over your corpses one by one. You are intruders. None of you will survive the night. And what makes you think they won't kill you? Because I am one of them. Hello, Internet! Welcome to Game Theories.
Hello. Wow. It started very creepy. Very creepy.
Still available to consult on the FNAF movie Storyline. Seriously, Scott, I'll be waiting by the phone because I can practically guarantee I've put more collective hours of thought into counting animatronic toes, tracking eye colors, listing out the differences between pizzerias, diners, and rental services, parsing out your phone guy calls, and counting and recounting again the number of dead child carcasses left in your story's wake than literally anyone else out there. I mean, I've even gone so far as to do the unthinkable for these Sister Location videos. That's right, I reread The Silver Eyes.
You actually read it and read it again?
In an ironic twist, it took longer than the actual game. Now, here I am piecing together this script after, I kid you not, a weekend spent doing nothing but thinking about these games, writing and rewriting timeline after timeline to account for all the nonsensical Easter eggs shoved into this 4-hour experience. And you know the conclusion that I've reached? That your version of events isn't satisfying. That any theory I come up with that attempts to bend over backwards and cobble together every line of dialogue, design detail, and character motivation will be overcomplicated at best and inherently flawed at worst. And
I think that's the reason why he mentioned overcomplicated, because Occam's razor, isn't it? Occam's razor.
That's not me admitting defeat. It's a fundamental problem with the series right now. This one just tried too hard to do
You're trying too hard, bro. You're trying too hard.
too many things. You've got elements of the past 4 games mixed in with FNAF World, mixed in with the book, all of which at this point have questionable canonicities.
Questionable canonicity. Wow, that's not good.
Storylines and competing dates. Couple that with characters that mimic other characters that lie to you, and characters that may not even exist across the different story threads of the franchise, and it's unclear if this is a continuation of the books, if it's a continuation of the games, or just an outright reboot of some kind. The best analogy I can think of is that it's like the giant human glob you turn into at the end of Inside. A mass of limbs all struggling to work together to move in one direction, but all just flailing out randomly. And
I get it. One Direction. Get it?
honestly, it could have been easy. With Scott saying that the original story was completed with FNAF 4, we could have just said that Sister Location was aligned with the book and FNAF world to start paving the way for the movie. But then you couldn't help yourself, Scott. You just had to throw in those FNAF 4 Easter eggs, huh? And those put everything into chaos. And it's not just me feeling it. Based on what I'm reading online, a lot of FNAF theorists sense that the lore contained in Sister Location is a game changer, but then they don't exactly know why or what to do with it. Struggling under the weight of explaining away innards and babies, Mikes and Williams, casual bongos and exotic butters. What's an Easter egg, what's a tongue-in-cheek reference, and what is actual canon?
Oh, so that explains the exotic borders last time in the YouTube channel, YouTube video. Huh.
So understandably, there's some confusion about what's actually going on in this game, and that is what I'm out to solve in these videos. Picking Sister Location apart to definitively put together which details matter and why this is such a monumental game for the franchise's lore. So go ahead, keep your plots vague and convoluted, Scotty boy. I'm here to translate your madness to the world. First off, who are we playing as? Historically, the protagonists of Freddy's games have had a varying degree of importance. There are those like Mike and Fritz who, for all we can tell, were just names with the sole purpose of filling out the "to" line on a paycheck. Sure, they may have been retconned into some importance now, but they were never really intended to be that way. Then there was the crying child of FNAF 4, hospitalized and trapped in a waking nightmare. Slightly more important, I would hazard to say. And the game recognizes this as, during your first encounter with the new animatronic baby, she calls out,
"It's a strange thing to want to do, to come here. I'm curious what events would lead a person to want to spend their nights in a place like this. Willingly. Maybe curiosity, maybe ignorance."
answering the question.
Oh my god, that dialogue is scary. Wow.
Of who you play as in Sister Location is more important than any of the rest of the games in the franchise, since it practically dictates every other element of this story. Why you're there, what the endings mean, what this location stands for, how this fits into the overall timeline. It's a big deal. Now personally, based on the silhouette...
If you're noticing that I'm yawning, it's because FNAF have been going on for so long, even in the future.
In the mirror, my first guess is to say that we're playing as Rick Astley, and Scott is just committing the most elaborate Rick roll in history. I mean, just look at that hair. It's an exact match, and let's face it, Scott has proven that he's not above trolling us. But assuming he has a little bit more respect for the fan base than that, there can only be one possible conclusion here. In Sister Location, we play as William Afton.
We play as William Afton.
Purple guy himself. And no, I'm not just saying that because the eyes in the ending are purple like literally everyone else on the internet's been saying. Sure, it's a nice detail that may hint at Scott's intentions, but it's not proof. For proof, we begin by turning to the in-game dialogue. On your quest to unlock the game's fake ending, the animatronics taunt you with these little bits of dialogue, spoken by a young girl in a British-sounding accent.
"I'm still here."
Isn't this why you came here? To be with her again?
So we know that whoever the player is has some sort of connection to this mysterious young girl. But who is she? Well, throughout the game, between nights, we hear the same girl pressing her father to let her play with Baby, saying things like,
"Daddy just once let me go play with her. She's so pretty and shiny. Didn't you make her just for me?"
From that small snippet,
Oh! Baby was made for that girl.
we can not only tell that our character is her father, but that he's also in some way the creator, or has some level of control over the animatronics. This in turn narrows the field down by quite a bit to two men, William Afton and Henry, no last name given, the two co-founders of Fazbear Entertainment.
William Afton and Henry, no last name given.
As introduced in FNAF Silver Eyes. By the way, low blow, Scott, forcing people to read in order to have any sort of clue as to what's going on in the franchise now. Because seriously, without reading the book, you would have no clue the importance of William Afton. Oh well, that's what I'm here for. I read it so you don't have to. Kind of like the nostalgia critic. Anyway, based on the girl's accent and William Afton's similar dialect at the beginning of the game,
she can dance. She can sing. She's equipped with a built-in helium tank for inflating balloons right at her fingertips.
It would seem as though we have ourselves a match.
You are the father!
But let's not be too hasty there, Maury. We can be even more sure.
What? You can be even more sure? So you are. It's not to say that you are the father. It's trying to say you are definitely the father.
Game's real ending, you get yourself tricked, becoming animatronic fodder as the machines scoop out your internal organs and replace them with endoskeleton cords. Now, this really bothered me since it's like the antithesis of what we expect from our stories when we beat the game. Here I am wanting to finish my night and return home to my basket of exotic butter, but no, that's reserved for the fake ending. Becoming a flesh suit is somehow canon to the series. I wanted to write it off as jumping the shark, like, hey, we're getting a little bit too absurd right now, but then I realized that this is a franchise built on haunted animatronics chasing you through a pizza restaurant after they've been killed by a serial killer hiding in a mascot suit filled with killer springs. So, crossing the line of absurdity? Yeah, I think we're long past it at this point.
Just long past it.
Becoming a flesh suit is an oddly specific event to be integral to the lore, and yet there it is. So we're left with two options. Scott's either completely lost it at this point, or he has some other plans for this character. And indeed, he does, as the novel once again shows us why this odd story turn is so important. In its pages, we're treated to all sorts of lines that make it clear Mr. Afton is the one who gets himself stuffed. Page 407. Quote, Charlie, there's something different about him. It was as if the guard, the man they had met, had been stripped away, and what sat before them was nothing but a blank canvas. End quote. And again, 2 pages later, quote, Dave is the fake name for William Afton in the novel. He's hiding out in another identity. Long story. Anyway.
So, wow, this individual have 2 different names.
Just go with it. Dave's body moved upward, straightening, but the movement was too smooth. He seemed to make no effort, use no muscles, and exert no energy. Dave's eyes opened steadily, glassy, and without emotion, like the robots on the stage outside. End quote. And there you have it. That totally just spelled it out for us, didn't it? Like the robots on the stage outside. In fact, the book makes a huge deal about Afton's eyes, over and over again, like when the character John describes seeing Afton kidnap his friends on pages 120 to 122. Quote, the eyes, they were all I could see. They were dead, just dull and flat. Like they still moved and blinked and saw, but whatever was behind them had died a long time ago.
Oh my god. Is that why it's called Silver Eyes? Wow. Okay.
End quote. Died a long time ago, you say? Like, perhaps in an underground murder bunker, doubling as a robotic distribution center, perhaps. Now, real quick, let's pause here and have some real talk to Ennard, Baby, and the gang. Guys, we're gonna have a bit of an intervention here. If your goal is to blend in with the outside world and look like us, look like any other human, choosing to go with the purple eyes is not gonna be helping your cause all that much. Artificial intelligence? More like artificial idiots. Do your homework. Humans don't tend to have purple eyes. I mean, seriously, you have a blue-eyed animatronic just waiting to go. Look, there's Foxy. He has brown/orange eyes. Great.
Wait, I know of people with purple eyes, contact lenses, or Renegan. Wait, what are my eyes again? Black color.
Anyway, I digress. Who am I to judge? Maybe we're all just left to assume that Afton walks around in those cool colored contacts. Anyway, it's not just the eyes that give away Afton as the animatronic's meat puppet. His overall physicality has undergone a drastic change over the years as well. On page 418, we hear that Afton started off robust and lively, a hefty man who had the ruddy geniality of a financially shrewd Santa Claus. Financially shrewd Santa Claus, huh? No one said the writing of this book was any good. There's clearly a reason why only 500 people made it all the way through this book. And
Achievement unlocked. 5 nights of reading. Reads Silver Eyes. Huh.
Say that because on Amazon Kindle they actually show you the most popular highlighted sections, and like they all drop off by midway through the book, so I can only assume that I'm the only person who made it all the way through. The things I do for you. Anyway, soon after, our financially shrewd Santa Claus is accused of murder. He's released due to no bodies being found, and then he skips town. However, when he comes back, he's a changed person. Quote, Afton had been fat and affable. The man in the picture was sallow and thin, his skin sagging and his expression unpleasant, as if he had forgotten how to smile. He looked like a poor facsimile of himself. end quote. So when he comes back to town, he's not only lost a ton of weight, but he looks like a poor copy of himself? So that's us reading the subtext of these lines, but you don't even have to read between those lines. Afton tells us directly in the quote I used at the top of this episode. Quote, "And what makes you think they won't kill you?" John said again. "Because I'm one of them."
No! William Afton is no longer human.
He said. I mean, let's face it is hard to argue with that one. He is outright saying he is an animatronic. Reading the book the first time, you all assume it's like, oh, he has a kindred spirit with these animatronics because he loves them so much and he dresses as one and this and that. But oh no! After playing Sister Location, it takes on a whole new meaning. Now, there are two major complaints against the Afton theory. One, that Baby's first lines are,
I don't recognize you. You are new.
and two, that none of it makes sense if Afton bleeds out in Springtrap in FNAF 3. But there's an easy answer for both of these situations. First, think back to the FNAF world ending, where Desk Guy, who in our last episode we established as Henry no last name given, William Afton's partner
Henry no last name given, or no last name given Henry, because or you can say surname. Surname can be front or back, either ways.
in the Freddy Fazbear's franchise, confesses to building Baby. He's the creator, the one Baby would be most familiar with and not necessarily Afton. So Baby not recognizing Afton isn't all that much of a stretch. And regarding Purple Guy's death, we see in the book that William is covered in scars. Scars left over from surviving one major round of Springtrap failures. Quote, Dave had been shirtless under the costume and now his bare chest was clearly visible. His skin was horribly scarred, with raised white lines that scored his flesh in a symmetrical pattern, each side of his body mirroring the other. He raised his arms and turned slowly in a circle, giving Carlton ample time to see that the scars were everywhere. Also note that we never actually see Springtrap die in FNAF 3, just collapse into his own pool of blood and shiver there. The light never drains from his eyes. And Silver Eyes shows that it's not only possible, but that William has indeed survived a Springlock failure in the past. So could the FNAF 3 incident be the reason he has all those scars in the book? Absolutely. Also, according to the timelines, the events line up. All of the events of Silver Eyes take place in 1995.
Oh my goodness. So that means the purple guy, William Afton, survived Springtrap and dies? This individual...
placing it long after any events that we've seen in the games thus far, with the exception of Fazbear's Fright, which may have been a hallucinogenic dream sequence anyway. So all in all, cool story, bro. We play as Purple Guy in Sister Location.
Thank you for selecting Casual Bongos.
But why? What does all this mean for the plot of the game? It actually explains a lot, but from here it also tends to get really complicated, because now we're dipping into the FNAF 4 surveillance footage, FNAF 4 locations being tied to Sister Location, child experimentation, and the identities of Baby and Ennard. So instead of rushing my way through it to get it all done in time, I'm gonna pause right here and hold all those explanations for the next episode.
Oh, come on! Again? Another episode?
Now that we know who is playing the game, we need to know why and how it affects the rest of the series as we know it. So click that basket of exotic butter to subscribe and be informed of when the next half of this theory comes out. And in the meantime, listen to these casual bongos and do me a favor and vote. Sister Location, yay or nay? Was this the game that you were waiting for, or did it end up under-delivering? Click on one to choose and I'll let you know next time how y'all voted.
So which one will you choose? Or
And in the meantime, remember, it's all just a theory.
Well, it's about time somebody fix me.
A game theory. Thanks for watching.
He did not say but hey, he said it's all just a theory. I noticed that. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video. If you do like this video, please consider to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and comment down below if you have anything to share with us. The video that I just reacted to came from the YouTube channel The Game Theorists, and their videos are amazing and awesome. Just watch them and you will just watch their videos and you will see what I meant. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. And remember, that's just a theory. Oh wait, it should be said, but hey, he didn't say but hey, right? I'm gonna say it anyways. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching. FNAF, Purple Guy, and a lot of more things.